What's going on YouTube? JT's Born here, and welcome back to another Godzilla vs. Kong news-related video. I got some big news that just happened today. The box office results, the international box office results for Godzilla vs. Kong out for its opening weekend, and the film did really, really well overseas. As you can see right here by Deadline's headline, $122 million overseas debut sets record start for Hollywood during pandemic international box office. So yes, this is by far the biggest opening since the pandemic began. It's the biggest opening since 2019. This is a very good sign, and especially bodes well for the future of the Monsterverse because, well, you know, it had to do well to continue, and these numbers, the international numbers, like, are almost as well as King of the Monsters were, and that had like full capacity, was opening in more territories. This thing more than exceeded expectations. In fact, I have another Deadline article saying that the movie was initially estimated to make 70 million internationally, and some people are like, oh, it could go 90, it can go 122 million. And again, this is in what, like 38 overseas markets, whereas King of the Monsters had, like, you know, everything. These are very well numbers. It had a huge, strong $70 million opening in China. King of the Monsters, I believe, had 66 million. Kong Skull Island had 73, but we also have to factor in that, you know, not everything's at full capacity and, you know, stuff like that. But for the most part, this is really, really good, especially bodes well for the future of the Monsterverse. So this is a strong start. I've been talking to people who, you know, are sprinkled throughout the country and stuff, and a lot of people are telling me that showings are sold out. Again, this is in places like California and that, like, they're trying to get tickets for their Wednesday showings. Those are sold out. I'm looking at stuff on Fandango. Where I'm at, a lot of those showings are sold out because people are excited to go back to the movie theater and see this movie. This looks to be the film that kind of gets people back into cinemas. Maybe this will be going down in history as the film that brought back, that, like, maybe in some ways kind of saved the movie industry. I mean, like, at least the theater industry, because everything's kind of going to streaming. It's been a long time since the world's kind of gone to the movies. Now, some people obviously aren't going to go. They're going to stay home, and, you know, that's perfectly fine if you don't feel safe going, or theaters aren't quite open yet for a lot of locations. But people are going to go, are just ready to go see something fun and entertaining. And as you can see here, Godzilla vs. Kong looks to provide that fun escapism that a lot of people are seeking in the world. So this is very good numbers. I'm very happy with them so far. Again, $50 million above estimate of the initial overseas estimates, doing better than King of the Monsters did. These are all good signs, and it gives me hope that the Monsterverse will continue. I think the state numbers, I think they're underestimating them. I think it's going to be, you know, a lot higher than people are anticipating. So we'll just have to wait and see, but I think these are good signs. It's also going to HBO Max the same day. It's going to do well for HBO Max, I'm sure, and, you know, it's just going to be a fun time. So let's go ahead and read some of this article. I'll leave a link in the description to both articles so you can take a look and see what the initial estimates were and what the actual results were. These come both from Deadline, so excuse my voice right now. So the Adam Winter directed Clash of the Titans ranked in #1 in all markets were released. Mexico and Australia both came in at 6.3 million. In the former, this is by far the strongest launch since cinemas reopened. It landed 17% ahead of Godzilla 2014's, 18% above Skull Island's, and 45% over King of the Monsters. Australia's opening surpassed all comps and has already outgrossed the lifetime queue of King of the Monsters. So good signs there. It's important to recall that there are still capacity restrictions in many areas, but the turnout for GVK demonstrates that when there's a big new product available, moviegoers are eager to get back into the cinema in places where it's safe to do so. Absolutely. Other markets to perform include Russia with 5.8 million, topping King of the Monsters' final queue, as well as being ahead of Skull Island. In Taiwan, GVK's 5.2 million is the second biggest opening for WB behind Aquaman. India also weighed in heavily with great uptake in the south and posting 4.8 million for the second biggest opening weekend during the pandemic. Great things. In IMAX, GVK generated an estimated 12.4 million on 891 screens, with 9.7% of the total international box office, to become Hollywood's biggest IMAX weekend since December 2019. IMAX results also accounted for the film ranking as the 5th biggest opening of all time for a Warner Brothers title. This is also the biggest IMAX opening of the Monster Universe in 13 markets, including Russia, India, and Taiwan. So again, this is other stuff, Peter Rabbit. These are just other updates here, and it's also going over the increases per days. As you can see right here, let's go ahead and skim through. 204% increase from Friday to Saturday in Korea. Again, these are all like astounding numbers for the film. Like, it's a good sign. I was reading another article for Forbes. I wish I had it linked here, but they were kind of saying that industry analysts are saying it's kind of like the savior of the theater going experience. So this is very good. I think this bodes well for the US, where a lot of theaters are starting to open up. I know that's also going to be available on HBO Max, and people will check it out that way. But I think you're going to see a lot of people going to the theaters to see this thing, because the trailer's done substantially well. Word of mouth is really strong in this thing. It looks to provide, as I've said multiple times in this video, the fun escapism that people are looking for. So this is great news. Let's see how it does well stateside. I think word of mouth is going to be strong. I think this is going to hold over well. This is also the biggest opening, I believe, since Joker for a Warner Brothers title. As I saw online, I think Joker had like $150 million like international debut, and that went on to gross over $1 billion. Again, had a really strong, domestic total, and that was all without China. So we're gonna have to wait and see how this thing does overseas. Hopefully it holds over pretty well, and just does very well. So this is a good sign. As long as it does well, we should get more MonsterVerse movies. So this is going to be one of those films that's going to be remembered for a long time, not just because it has Godzilla and Kong fighting, but also as the film, I believe, that will be the start of bringing back the movie industry in terms of like the theater going experience. So that's all great news. I can't wait to see this thing. I'm going to be seeing it Wednesday. If you've seen the movie, please don't leave a spoiler comment just yet, simply because I haven't seen it yet. So let's just wait till Wednesday. I'll be seeing it then. So what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like this video, share with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content. And as always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.